Oh, freak, what was that? Oh no. Go! Someone's down there.
Abandoned Central, a UK urban exploration duo, returned to an abandoned hospital on September 27, 2018, hoping to film a more complete tour than on their previous visit. Upon arrival, they noticed that security around the site had increased, with parts of the hospital still receiving power, warning signs posted around the property, and a security guard visible nearby. After finding a way inside, they followed familiar routes through the lower levels and visited the morgue, which remained largely unchanged from their earlier exploration. Continuing deeper into the building, they passed through areas connected to a previous encounter with security before making their way toward the upper floors. There, they found a mix of preserved and stripped sections, including hospital beds, operating rooms, surgical lights, and control panels. As they moved farther into the complex, the layout became more complicated, with darker corridors and interconnected hallways slowing their progress.
This way?
No. That way there was some beds, but I think the surgery lights are this way. I make a left here. No, I'm wrong. Because this is the steps.
And that's the door.
Let's go, but let's try that one. I don't think they're this way, but I could be wrong.
As they approached what they believed were the surgical sections, visibility became more limited. They also noticed that the long rows of beds previously seen in the area had been significantly reduced compared to their earlier visit.
Where's the bed at?
These are the ones without the beds.
Okay. These lights still work.
I don't think the surgery lights work anymore.
Eventually, they reached the ICU area, recognizing it by the layout since the signs that had once identified it were no longer there. Compared to other sections of the hospital, this area appeared to be in better condition, with cleaner flooring and fewer signs of damage. As they prepared to continue exploring the upper floors, a voice suddenly echoed through the building, demanding to know what they were doing inside.
What do we have? Just like the fourth floor, I think?
The chapel hit that, I think just the fourth floor, I think. But,
Go! Oh. Go. Is that open? All right, go.
The response was immediate. Rather than continuing the exploration, they headed straight for the nearest exit. After finding a door leading outside, they quickly left the building and crossed the open area toward their car. The footage ends as they drive away from the property, bringing the visit to an abrupt end much earlier than expected. Jared Coker Urbex is an explorer from the Kansas City area who documents abandoned institutional buildings throughout the Midwest. His videos typically focus on real-time exploration of locations where conditions can change without warning. On August 10th, 2025, he returned to a former hospital in St. Louis that had later been used as a family services center. The visit immediately felt different when a truck was spotted near the property, raising questions about whether someone else might be nearby. After checking the main entrance and surrounding offices, attention remained divided between the building itself and the activity outside. A walk around the exterior revealed just how much the structure had deteriorated over time. The situation also brought back memories of a previous visit to a similar facility, where vehicles were present, every entrance was secured, and the exploration ended before it began. This time, however, there was a way inside, and the exploration moved forward.
Sad to see how bad it got, though. None of those windows were smashed like that a year ago. And we're in. I really have not even been thinking about this place the whole trip.
Inside, the building still reflected its former use as a family services center with a lobby, long hallways, small offices, and rooms listed on an old directory. He continued through the corridors, checking which areas were still accessible. Just as he was about to head deeper into the building, another vehicle pulled up outside.
private offices. Shoot. No, no, no. Just fell on the glass.
The arrival of the vehicle felt too suspicious to ignore, so he decided to leave rather than continue exploring. He chose a path that avoided the main entrance and led directly to an exit door away from the parked vehicles. After getting outside, he quickly moved away from the property and continued until the building was out of sight. He never returned for another look, with the vehicle still sitting near the building as he left. The experience served as a reminder that abandoned places are not always as empty as they seem. The team behind Uncharted Expeditions is known for exploring abandoned places and showing viewers what's left behind in forgotten buildings and locations. In a video uploaded on September 11th, 2020, they visited an abandoned hospital to see what they could uncover. While walking through the building, they came across old paperwork and personal items that made it seem like the place had been left behind not too long ago. As they continued through the quiet hallways, something strange caught their attention when an elevator suddenly started moving on its own, leaving the team wondering if someone else might be inside the building with them.
Are you recording, Colby?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Oh, this is where they sprayed the...
There's documents and shit. Dude, let's try and find me. Dude, there's no way. Let's try a picture though. Case scenario, how imperfections lead to condition and degradation. I'm so scared. I'm like, oh my god.
Hey, quick. Same there.
He said, he's smart with it. Fire extinguisher.
Oh, the elevator. You're trying to go in the elevator.
That's Colby doing the elevator.
You're trying to go in there.
Hey.
The abandoned items scattered throughout the building made the place feel even more unsettling, as if people had suddenly left everything behind. While exploring, the team took a break from the tension and joked around by spraying each other with a fire extinguisher. Everyone was laughing and having fun, but the mood didn't stay light for long, as the situation soon took a disturbing turn that none of them saw coming.
I can't breathe. Whoa.
Can we go in different?
Hey, y'all come in here.
Over here.
Straight ahead.
They're being so loud. Stop shooting that shit, bro. Hey, Colby.
Dude. I can say we are officially lost.
Colby. We're not the only ones that the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, I know. Hey, where are y'all at?
The voices of their teammates slowly disappeared, and an eerie silence filled the building. Before long, they realized the others were missing and couldn't be found anywhere nearby. Growing concerned, they started searching through the hospital, but what they eventually came across was so disturbing that they immediately turned around and rushed for the exit. The two members of Uncharted Expeditions managed to get out of the building safely, but the experience left them with a lot of unanswered questions. They couldn't figure out who else might have been inside the abandoned hospital, or what had happened to the rest of their group. Whether the missing members had simply gotten separated or run into something more troubling remains unknown. Even after their hurried escape, the events of that day continue to be a mystery. Sam Aldridge lives with his wife and two young children in a house in Newbern that was built in the late 1950s. Although it appears to be an ordinary family home, the property's history includes reports of a former owner in the upstairs master bedroom and the discovery of two unidentified individuals buried in the backyard. After moving in, the family began noticing unusual events, including unexplained noises, creaking doors, and their dog, Loki, showing signs of fear for no obvious reason. While documenting the house, Sam also focused on a strange door located high above the ground with no stairs leading to it. During the recording, he later noticed what appeared to be a shadowy figure and faint sounds that seemed to echo his own words.
In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off just so you'll know that there's nothing there. Come on, bud. Hey, it's okay. It's okay, buddy. Tail down. Oh, I posted it. See, me and him both hurt. And see, now he's gonna run and leave me up here like a douchebag. See? Straight up.
One night, after hearing strange sounds coming from inside the house, Sam decided to start recording once again to try to capture what was causing the noises.
Kind of see just how high up that door actually is if you're on the bottom floor. Yeah, you're looking at 10 plus 8, so you're looking at least 18 feet from your feet coming down. Why the
During one recording session, Sam captured what appeared to be a pair of wide-set glowing eyes staring at him from the darkness before suddenly disappearing. In a separate incident during the daytime, a rocking horse seemed to start moving on its own without anyone touching it. After the footage was shared online, viewers were left divided over what they were seeing. Some believed the events were paranormal, while others suspected there might be a more ordinary explanation. The mystery remains unresolved. Late one night, around 3 a.m., a woman was relaxing in her bedroom when she noticed something unusual inside her home. The house was completely quiet, but a strange feeling made her uneasy. Wanting to capture what was happening, she began recording.
With fortifications of iron, stone, and steel, I will not be ruled. I will
There it
not be
goes.
married.
You see it?
Move all of this. I'm up on a dance floor. There. I'll play house music.
Let's not have some big over this way. I'd rather we just do something simple and intimate. All I need is you, the justice of the peace, welcome to their dreams, and sprays and flowers.
Are you kidding? Will Drake is getting married. This wedding needs to be the event of the season. Trust me, I'm showing. This is what I do.
Well, I'm not sure.
My camera is trying to focus on something.
I love you. Well, you need me by restored, but you let the world. Weary of the world.
found your boy.
Weird. Holy.
While recording, she noticed that the door to a nearby room was slightly open. As she watched, the door slowly began to move by itself. A little later, she heard unusual noises coming from upstairs. Curious about the source of the sounds, she decided to go and investigate.
That bathroom might was. Oh my god, if you guys could feel like my heart pounding through my chest. Hello? I feel like an animal. Yo.
When she turned off the light, it suddenly sounded like someone was moving quickly around the room. The noise frightened her, and she immediately left the house. The experience left her shaken, unsure of what had caused the sounds. This video was uploaded by a woman who describes herself as a ghost enthusiast and believes a spirit in her home can respond to her voice. In the clip, she stands in her bedroom recording the door while speaking directly to whatever she believes may be present in the room.
My door. There's a ghost in my room and it closes my door. It's gonna be a while, but you're gonna see it. Come on, close it. You're almost there. Close my door. Close it. No, I don't want you to open it. Close it. Just close it already. Do it. Come on. I do not have all day. Close it so I can go to sleep. Thank you, I guess.
She calmly asked the unseen presence to close the door, speaking as though someone was standing in the room with her. For a few moments, nothing happened. Then the door slowly began to move and eventually closed without anyone touching it. While many viewers suggested it could have been caused by airflow or coincidence, the woman believed it was paranormal. She said similar incidents had happened before, including flickering lights and doors moving after she spoke. The footage sparked debate online, with some seeing it as unexplained activity and others believing there was a simple explanation. Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft is a creator in his early 50s who first began making martial arts content before shifting his focus to bushcraft and wilderness survival. His videos usually center on practical outdoor skills and everyday experiences in nature. In this outing, he went into the woods to gather natural materials for projects and spent some time relaxing in his hammock. What started as a simple and routine trip, however, ended up taking an unexpected turn.
I'm gonna get me a little bit of water before I take off, and then we're headed into the woods. So today's mission out here is pretty simple. First and foremost, like any other day, is to relax and have fun. I did, of course, bring my hammock, and hopefully that will get set up somewhere. But I'm looking for honey locust thorns, grasses for some cordage material, and a stick that will work for an arrow. So those are my missions for today. We'll see how far we get with.
While moving through the area, he stopped to set up his hammock and take a break before continuing his search for materials he could use in future projects.
Yes.
After spending some time in the woods, he noticed a vine that looked useful and decided to take it with him. As he approached and focused on collecting it, the outing suddenly took an unexpected turn, marking the point where the situation changed completely.
Ouch. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. Ouch. Holy cow. Oh, I just got, oh, son of a, oh. Oh, I'm being attacked. Oh, son of a, okay. Holy cow. Oh, I just got attacked by a swarm of hornets. Oh, I've been stung more times than I can. I gotta get my gear and get out of here. Oh, so good. Holy. Oh. Oh. Oh.
He was suddenly attacked by a swarm of hornets and received multiple stings before managing to get away. After collecting his gear, he left the area and headed out of the woods. As time passed, he began feeling increasingly unwell and eventually went to a hospital for evaluation. According to his description, the number of stings was likely far higher than a typical encounter, making the situation much more serious than it initially appeared. The incident showed how quickly a routine trip outdoors can take an unexpected turn. One night, while home alone and watching videos on his phone, the man suddenly heard a faint voice nearby. Remembering the strange sounds his friends had talked about before, he quickly started recording in hopes of capturing what he had just heard. Instead of hearing more whispers, he was startled by a loud crash coming from the kitchen. A plate had fallen from the counter, and he assumed a rat had knocked it down. But a few days later, the situation became stranger when his security system started sending alerts that someone had been detected inside the house.
We're doing construction work at my house by myself, and my phone starts going off. I start getting these notifications that a person's been detected in my house. 6 minutes ago, it says someone was here. Look, there's nobody here. Yeah, there's no one here. I don't understand. I noticed yesterday there was people detected too, and so I checked the cameras on yesterday's video. Okay, hold on. Okay, all right. Here, check this out. Look, no one. And then watch this. Look. And then it just disappears. And then I check the second camera in the room and check this out. Look. The shadow right there. But there's no person. I don't know what to say.
When he reviewed the footage, there was no sign of a person. The only unusual thing was a dark shadow that briefly appeared on the wall before disappearing. The shape seemed to have a strangely bent neck, leaving the homeowner wondering if something unexplained might be inside the house. Dying Llama is known for exploring abandoned and forgotten places. In one video, what started as a normal urban exploration with a friend quickly turned into something far more unsettling. The pair arrived at a huge construction site in London, hoping to document the area and see what was hidden beyond the restricted sections. Everything seemed routine at first, but not long after they began exploring, they noticed something unexpected that instantly changed the atmosphere and made the situation feel much more serious.
Oh, it's still down there. I didn't see the other car.
I don't think those are for us though, are they?
We being close?
We might want to get down. Oh no, wait, where's he going? Oh, he's for us, man.
He's right. Yeah, definitely. Well, why didn't they park in the driveway then?
Wait, just...
They seen us?
Depends where they walk. They're okay. I don't think they're coming in the site actually.
You sure it's for us? Because why would they park the car in the other place?
Come, look at it. They're walking around the site looking up at it. Well, let's get up at least. To the main part. Might as well. Instead of waiting here.
While making their way through the site, the two explorers suddenly heard sirens and noticed a vehicle pulling into a nearby parking area. Not knowing whether they had been spotted, they decided to keep climbing. The tension grew when more vehicles started arriving shortly afterward, leading them to believe that the police might be closing in on the area.
I think they're for us though. I think they were looking up. There's so many police cars.
Why are there so many police?
Even with their concerns growing, the pair continued deeper into the construction site to get a better view of the area. From their position, they noticed what appeared to be either a police officer or a security guard moving through the site below. Seeing someone actively searching the area convinced them that they had likely been spotted, leaving them with no choice but to start making their way back down.
I'm gonna head down, but you could still stay up here if you just want to keep taking pics, but I'm gonna go all the way down and get out. There was somebody in the site. I saw him. Yeah, I'm fairly certain they're for us. Yeah. And if they're coming up the stairs, we only have a little bit before they're gonna get to the top and realize we're not up here. Because while they're going up, what you do is you hide in the floor, and then when they go by, you go down. Are you serious? What'd you say?
I don't think we're gonna make it, just a truck.
Well, I mean, as long as we're gonna get inside, then it won't be seeing us anymore, so.
They're gonna see you crossing over.
I don't know, they're pretty far away, but it looks like they're looking at us. So let's just get out of here. Go.
You see them?
Yo, guys! We're good. Yo! What? What?
What's the point?
The two explorers eventually made it out of the site without being caught, avoiding what could have become a serious situation. Along the way, they had a nerve-wracking close call with security patrols, but managed to slip away before being confronted. Even after escaping, one question continued to bother them. How had security known someone was inside the site? Whether someone reported them or they were simply unlucky enough to be spotted remains a mystery. Michael Tisdale and his wife had recently moved into a historic Louisiana home built in 1896. Not long after settling in, they began hearing heavy footsteps upstairs late at night, sounding as if someone was pacing through the hallway. After dealing with it for several nights, Michael decided to investigate. One evening, he took out his phone, started recording, and carefully made his way upstairs to see what was causing the noise.
Alright. I can't believe I'm doing this right now, but something's making noise up here. I'm gonna go check it out. Okay, yeah, it's alright. Alright. It's just a room, right? Okay. Alright guys, moment of truth. Jesus Christ, okay. Not crazy about this. Let me get some light. Right? Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna shut this door in case the cat...
At first, everything appeared normal. Then Michael noticed what looked like a dark figure near a doorway, standing in a place where no one was expected to be. After the footage was shared, some viewers believed it might have been an apparition, while others thought there could be a simpler explanation. Whatever it was, the sighting added another mystery to the strange noises the couple had been hearing in the house. A man who regularly live streams on TikTok decided to spend one evening talking to strangers on Omegle. During the stream, he connected with two teenage boys who said they were home alone. The conversation started casually, with everyone joking and chatting, but before long, something unexpected caught their attention.
Hola. Hola, muchachos. ¿Cómo andan? Para, yo ustedes los conozco.
Pues a Argentina no hemos ido, ¿eh? No.
Sí, yo los conozco. ¿Vos no te llamas Javi? ¿Y vos sos Juan o no? ¿Son de España o no?
Mi nombre lo pone ahí, que es mi cuarto, pero...
¿Son de España o no? ¿De Madrid?
Sí. Sí.
Sí, son de ustedes, no lo...
Pero, podrás dar la IP.
Crean...
¿Tienes nuestra IP? ¿Eres de esos que buscan la IP y esas cosas? ¿Qué haces?
Crean...
¿Tienes nuestra IP? ¿Eres de esos que buscan la IP y esas cosas? ¿Qué haces?
Chicos, ¿les puedo hacer una consulta? ¿Ustedes qué estaban haciendo en su casa?
Pues nada. Esperar, que ahora vamos a salir de fiesta. Estoy solo en casa y le he invitado.
¿Solo?
Sí, solo. ¿El gato? Bueno, con él. ¿El gato que está abajo?
No puede ser, chicos. Yo vi que esa puerta que está enfrente se movió.
¿Cuál es esta? ¿La de Javi?
Sí. Yo vi... No. Yo vi que la puerta que está enfrente suyo se movió.
Esa de ahí, nada.
Les juro que vi que esa puerta se movió.
Mira, les estaba tirando,
No, chicos, no. Yo lo vi con mis propios ojos. Yo vi que esa puerta de manera lenta se abrió y luego se cerró bruscamente, chicos.
Nos intenta meter miedo, ¿eh?
No les estoy mintiendo ni por mucho menos, por favor. Yo les juro que por mis ojos, por lo que más tengo en mi vida, que esa puerta se movió.
Imposible, no hay nada. Así que, y mi gato está abajo, es imposible que se mueva nada. Nos estaba tirando. Literalmente es típico. Se ha quedado pillado. ¿Qué le pasa?
Atrás suyo hay alguien.
¿Cómo que atrás? ¡Me cago en la puta!
During the call, the streamer noticed a bedroom door behind the boys slowly opening by itself and asked if anyone else was in the house. They insisted they were alone. One of the boys checked the room, found nothing unusual, and shut the door. A short time later, the door opened again. This time, the streamer claimed to see a tall, dark figure standing behind them and urged the boys to look. When they finally turned around, they appeared alarmed by what they saw. Moments later, the live stream suddenly ended, and viewers were left without any explanation for what happened next. Smith was home alone when they heard a voice from downstairs clearly calling their name. At first, they tried to dismiss it as their imagination, but the uneasy feeling stayed with them. Wanting to find out what was going on, Smith picked up their phone and started recording as they made their way downstairs to investigate.
Sake. I'm sick of this now.
The recording first showed the kitchen, where everything appeared normal. Smith slowly filmed the room, showing that nothing seemed out of place. A short time later, several loud bangs echoed through the house. When Smith rushed back to the kitchen, the scene looked completely different. The refrigerator doors were open, and a kitchen chair was somehow sitting on top of the counter. Shocked by what they found, Smith backed into the living room while continuing to record. At first, everything there seemed normal as well, until the camera focused on a teddy bear dressed in a Batman outfit near the television. While filming, Smith noticed the teddy bear slowly leaning forward, little by little. The movement was gradual and noticeable enough to catch their attention immediately. Startled, Smith stepped back while continuing to record. The video ends before the bear reaches the floor, but the movement itself becomes the focus of the clip. After witnessing several strange events throughout the house, Smith was left with even more questions about what had been happening. Camping with Sam Bananas is an American content creator known for documenting solo adventures and stealth camping trips in unusual locations. His videos focus on real-time experiences, capturing the atmosphere of each setting without added dramatization. On August 20th, 2022, he visited a historic cemetery, a place most people would simply pass by. Instead, Sam chose to spend the night there and began setting up a bivy tent as part of his camping trip.
I am back out again tonight on another mission. This is my first video back from the 2 overnights that I did with Kevin from Small Plots. If you haven't seen those, please go check them out. For today's video, I'm out doing something I have wanted to do for a long time. Solo overnight stealth camp in a cemetery. Woo! Very excited about this. This is not just a cemetery, it's also a historic cemetery. If you're from around where I'm from and you recognize where we're at, that's up to you. I'm not gonna say exactly where I am. This isn't just a historic cemetery. This is also kind of a public park. People come through here just to do, sort of scenic drives. People ride their bicycles through here. People come here to walk their dogs. I saw somebody on one of those mini bikes earlier. So all that stuff's allowed. It's not allowed to camp here overnight. So that is one that we're breaking the rules on a little bit, but it's something I've always wanted to do. I did another cemetery camp a bit earlier when I first started YouTube, and that was a ton of fun. That was just, 7, 8 graves way out in the middle of a hunting preserve. This is an actual big cemetery. So first things first, I want to find my spot where I'm going to set up. There are tons of little patches of woods around, but I have a little bit of daylight left.
Sam arrived at the cemetery on an electric skateboard, carrying a heavy backpack and a level of confidence that stood out immediately. Despite knowing that overnight camping was strictly prohibited, he continued with his plan. With daylight fading fast and time running short, he moved quickly to get settled before darkness fully took over the historic grounds.
I just ran into some mud. I didn't see it there. More shaken up than anything. I had the helmet on. I wasn't going that fast, but I got a pack on and everything. It's not, the skateboard's not really designed for all of that. So, but I'm doing okay. Ooh, I just need to recoup myself for a minute.
While making his way through the area, Sam hit a deep patch of mud and took a hard fall. The accident left him with a painful shoulder injury before he had even finished setting up camp. With no easy way out, he pushed through the discomfort and kept going. As the remaining daylight quickly disappeared, he moved through thick bushes and hurried to get his bivy tent set up before darkness completely settled in.
That certainly makes me nervous because that car was sitting there when I came out of the woods. Immediately, or not immediately, but within a couple seconds, that car put it into gear and drove away. That's why you're supposed to look before you come out of the self-camping area anyway. Whoa.
Not long after settling in, Sam stepped out to check how well his campsite was concealed and noticed a car sitting nearby with its engine running. The vehicle remained there until the driver appeared to spot him, then quickly pulled away. Later, another issue emerged when a couple walking a dog passed only a short distance from his hiding spot. It became clear that he had camped much closer to an active public path than he had realized. Wanting to avoid being seen, he moved farther into the brush and tried to stay hidden as more people passed through the area.
No joke. Security keeps coming back by over and over again. The shot, but I keep thinking I'm seeing him or hearing him. A security vehicle came by, I don't know, at least 3 times. I don't know how much of that footage I was able to.
As the night continued, a security patrol began circling the area, with headlights sweeping across the paths and nearby grounds. Sam immediately turned off his lights, stayed low, and remained completely motionless as the patrol vehicle passed by multiple times. Each pass appeared to bring the vehicle closer to his location, increasing the risk of being discovered. With an injured shoulder and limited options, he stayed hidden until dawn. Once daylight arrived, he packed up his gear, strapped everything to his back, climbed onto his electric skateboard, and left before the cemetery became busy. Despite the fall, the injury, the passing patrols, and several close calls throughout the night, he managed to leave the area without being caught. On February 9, 2026, Chris from Urbex Hill headed to East Cleveland to explore a few abandoned properties. What seemed like a normal exploration soon became a reminder that some places are abandoned for a reason. His first destination was the historic Dow House, a building that dates back to 1904. Over the years, it served several purposes before eventually closing as a daycare in 2000. Since then, the property had been left to deteriorate. When Chris arrived, the house was in rough condition, with broken windows, damaged walls, and debris scattered throughout nearly every room.
Hole in the floor.
Years of neglect had left parts of the building badly damaged, with sections of the floor completely missing. As Chris explored the property, he tried to picture what it might have looked like in its better days. In one section of the building, the layout and remaining features suggested it had once been used as part of the daycare that operated there years ago.
Supposed to have been like a daycare. Look
Although the room was heavily damaged and much of it had fallen apart, there were still signs that it had once been a space for children. While continuing to explore the building, Chris suddenly came across something unexpected that changed the course of the visit.
Where is it? Sounds like people screaming outside.
After leaving the Dow house, Chris moved on to explore 2 other abandoned homes in the area. Unlike the older building, these houses appeared to have been abandoned more recently. As soon as he entered one of them, he noticed a strong, unpleasant odor. The floors were covered with trash, and there were clear signs that people had been using the house despite it being abandoned.
So wig. Look how fresh this bed looks. It's kind of strange. There's a bone right there. There's another bone. There's so much on this floor.
The smell became stronger as Chris moved further into the room. As he looked around for the source, he eventually discovered what was causing it. In one corner of the room, he came across something disturbing that immediately shocked him.
Oh my God. Look at that. Oh. Oh, reeks. Oh. Oh my God. That scared the out of me. Oh, it's a dog. That's why it smells so bad. That's sad.
The discovery finally explained the terrible smell throughout the house. It appeared that an animal had died there sometime earlier, creating a scene that was both unsettling and sad to find during the exploration.
I would explore the basement, but it's a big spider right there. And something's down there. Probably a dog. I'll get out.
After that unsettling discovery, Chris decided to move on and check out the next abandoned house. However, he had no idea that the experience waiting for him there would turn out to be even more disturbing.
Oh my god. Someone's smoking crack in here. I can smell it. This is nasty. Stuff everywhere. This is the drug table, obviously. Like crackheads and use this place. This is awful. Oh my god. It's crazy to think that people stay in here. Like homeless people, I mean.
After everything he had seen, Chris decided he had explored enough and headed back outside. As he left the neighborhood, he was reminded that abandoned places can be far different from what they appear to be. From the outside, they may look empty, but there's no way to know what might be inside until someone steps through the door. On May 4th, 2023, Abandoned UK returned to Wet and Wild, an abandoned swimming complex they had attempted to access roughly 9 or 10 months earlier. During that previous visit, every entrance had been secured, preventing any exploration of the site. This time, after searching around the property, they discovered an opening and were finally able to get inside. Once within the complex, the atmosphere felt unusual, as though parts of the location had been left behind, while others still showed signs of activity. Not long after entering, an alarm suddenly began sounding throughout the site.
Right, we have triggered it. Stay this way, because as soon as you go that way, you trigger it.
What was
We've
it?
got under here now.
Right, look at that, guys. We've already set the alarms off. Yeah, quite loud. Quite loud, to be fair, guys. We're gonna go try and get into the other part. Noisy as out. Go to the other side where it's quieter. Absolutely crazy. Yes, look at all the... You've got the Calamity, Canyon, Cyclone, Tempest, Minstrel, Hurricane, Black Hole. All the slides, look. Josh, set the alarm off. Look at this.
After the alarm went off, they became much more cautious while moving through the site. As they explored further, the size of the water park became clear, with large slides and themed attractions spread throughout the complex. Signs for rides, including Calamity Canyon, Cyclone, Tempest, Hurricane, Black Hole, and Tornado Racer, were still visible. Some areas were heavily deteriorated, while others remained surprisingly intact. The alarms continued sounding repeatedly as they explored, and near the end of the visit, police officers were spotted outside the site, confirming they had been detected.
Look, it tells you your time, speed, and everything. Is this camera on? No. There's camera up there, but they're all old. Look. Tornado.
This is a good picture, this. Oh, look at that,
It's just in that main hall, innit? Oh, dude, the alarm's off. The alarm's off, guys. Security area. Getting chased. Oi. 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 Oi, we'll hide down here in the caves. Oi. Ian. Ian, down here. Oi, hide in the slides. Oh. No way.
refusal.
Look at them guys walking in, look.
Seriously, we would have pitched it. They know where we've got you.
While attempting to avoid being seen, they took cover inside one of the large slide structures as activity increased around the site. Not long afterward, a police officer entered the area and eventually found them. Rather than trying to run, they came out from the slide and spoke with the officers, turning the situation into a direct encounter.
Are we shouting or coming out? Yeah, shout, we're coming out. Shout, we're coming out.
We're coming out!
Oh mate, we should have stayed.
Bloody wet and Lyle's done as good as proper at it. We're only urban explorers, it's not in for this.
We're just up here.
We're up here. We're only urban explorers. Pardon? We're coming, we're only urban explorers. Alright, we'll stay here, you come there.
Got taser drawn and everything.
Alright, we're not, listen, we're only explorers. We're not here to cause you any stuff. No need to have a taser out.
Well, we'd have left, didn't we?
One at a time.
You wanna...
I'll go. I'll go. That way.
See ya.
After being found, they were escorted out of the site while officers verified their identities and asked questions about their presence there. The visit came to an end as they left the abandoned water park, with the alarm still sounding in the background during their departure. Lewis Clark is a British urban explorer known for documenting abandoned hospitals, industrial sites, and restricted buildings around London and nearby areas. On July 24, 2016, he and his friend Liam visited an abandoned hospital on the outskirts of the city that had a reputation for being both monitored and the subject of local rumors. Their goal was to explore the site, document its condition, and leave without attracting attention. Before entering, they noticed signs that the property was not completely forgotten, including a security hut near the perimeter and vehicles parked on the grounds, suggesting that the location was still being watched.
Right there, that white thing there is a security hut. We've just seen someone, there's security everywhere. I don't know how we're going to get in, man. I actually want to explore this hospital. I'm so scared about this place, no one even understands, okay? This place is a hospital, and it is so...
With no ladder available and no accessible main entrance, they moved around the perimeter searching for a way inside. After checking different sections of the hospital, they eventually found a damaged part of the wall that provided just enough space to get through. Using that opening, they gained access to the building and began the exploration.
Quick, man, quick. Be careful. Right, so right, look at this floor. Really careful.
The interior showed years of neglect, with vandalized rooms, smashed fittings, and graffiti scattered throughout the building. Navigating the hospital was difficult due to its maze-like design, with interconnected floors, narrow passageways, and sections that had fallen into disrepair. While making their way through the property and recording the conditions inside, a loud alarm suddenly echoed through the halls. The activation of the system suggested that their movement had been detected, raising immediate concerns that security had been alerted to their presence.
Guys, that is an alarm. We're gonna get past. Come here. This room is just up.
another toilet. Bruv, did you hear that? Right, I think the security have seen us. Let's go. I'm gonna try and see if we... Get out! Run! Get the out now, man! Quickly, bruv. Someone come!
After the alarm sounded, the focus shifted entirely to getting out. They quickly retraced their route through the corridors and stairwells, concentrating only on reaching the exit. Filming and exploring were no longer priorities. Once outside, they moved away from the hospital and kept their distance from the property. As they left, another vehicle arrived near the building, making the situation feel far more urgent. To avoid being seen, they stayed away from the main entrance and used a different route that kept them out of view.
Ow, ow, ow. Man, just run.
Wait, brother, they're coming, run!
After reaching their car and putting distance between themselves and the hospital, they finally stopped. They never returned to the building or attempted to continue the exploration. The visit ended as soon as the alarm was triggered. The experience left one lingering question. If the hospital was abandoned, why was the alarm system still armed? On October 27th, 2025, the YouTube channel Wild About Wales shared a video filmed in a fog-covered woodland valley in the United Kingdom. Known for solo wild camping and bushcraft content, the channel often features tarp shelters set up in remote forest locations. On this trip, thick fog covered the area from the start, limiting visibility around the campsite. While setting up camp, the camper noticed movement somewhere beyond the shelter area. As the evening progressed and the forest grew quieter, larger sounds could be heard deeper in the woods. With the fog still obscuring the surroundings, it was impossible to determine what was making the noise.
Can you hear that? You've got that owl out there. But that's not what I was hearing. I was just about to go to bed. And I can hear branches snapping. Something moving around out there. On the wind, it's just picked up. But it was definitely something walking around out there then. It's probably one of those horses. I may take a walk now, go and have a look. I had a good walk around. I could hear some noises coming from over there. I could see a big black figure. Just turns out it's one of those horses, but it's so quiet.
Later, the camper left the shelter with a torch to investigate the sounds. A large, dark shape briefly appeared among the trees, but it was soon identified as one of the horses that had been moving through the fog earlier in the night. A content creator became increasingly focused on trying to contact the unknown through spirit boxes, EVP sessions, and Ouija board experiments. At first, none of the attempts seemed to produce any results. Over time, however, unusual noises began occurring around the house at night and appeared to become more frequent. One evening, while relaxing in bed, he noticed his television had suddenly lost signal and the screen went completely black.
No. No mames. Qué pedo. O sea, chequen, mis manos están aquí. No,
As he slowly scanned the room with his camera, a dark figure appeared in one of the shadowed corners. The shape seemed motionless, standing in place without any visible movement. For a moment, he remained focused on it before the figure appeared to fade back into the darkness. According to the story, that experience marked the end of his attempts to contact the unknown, believing that something had finally responded. Dying Llama is known for exploring restricted locations and climbing massive structures, but one adventure became far more intense than expected. During a visit to the Hudson Yards redevelopment project, the goal was to capture a unique view from one of the site's towering cranes. After a failed attempt the night before, the pair returned determined to try again. Their plan involved entering through a closed shopping mall nearby, making their way up several levels, and then slipping into the main building's stairwell while staying out of sight of the security cameras.
So we have to go farther that way somehow. Let's go up a floor.
As they moved through the building, the pair carefully avoided security guards and motion sensors while continuing their challenging climb. After a long and difficult ascent, they finally reached the top. From that height, the city looked completely different, offering an incredible view that made all the effort and risks along the way feel worthwhile.
I'll go down first, then I'll get that shot of you coming down. Yo, you definitely gotta come up here though. It's pretty easy too.
Wanting to preserve the experience, the creator recorded his friend as they began making their way back down, aware that very few people would ever get to see a view like that. But getting off the structure was just as challenging as reaching the top. With security stationed throughout the site, every move had to be made carefully, as being spotted at any moment could bring the adventure to an abrupt end.
Alright, let's just go straight down in diff, I think. We could go to the platform, but honestly, I think we should just get the out since we've been here for a while.
You got the best shot here?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna do this.
Yeah.
Yo, let's go down Jay. Let's go down Jay. They just got dudes randomly positioned all around. It's so
As they carefully worked their way through the lower floors, they suddenly ran into an unexpected situation that instantly put them on edge. The strange sounds they heard made the situation feel even more tense, convincing them that staying any longer wasn't worth the risk.
What? We're good, let's just dip. They can't see us. That's You see anybody?
In the end, the pair successfully made it out of the site without drawing any attention. Late one night, a young man was unable to sleep when he heard an unusual noise coming from outside his apartment. At first, he assumed it was something ordinary, such as an animal or a neighbor making noise. Curious about the sound, he grabbed his phone and stepped onto the balcony to see where it was coming from. Looking toward a nearby rooftop, he spotted a figure sitting completely motionless on the edge. Its head appeared tilted at an unusual angle, and its face seemed to be covered by a pale mask. The figure showed no visible reaction and remained still as it faced in his direction. What caught his attention most was how realistic the mask appeared, giving the figure an unsettling appearance. Whether it was a prank, an intruder, or something else entirely was never determined. Jasko is known for exploring creepy locations and creating horror content. On one occasion, he headed out alone and spent the night in his van inside a forest with a long history of strange incidents. The area has been linked to multiple missing person cases over the years, reports of mysterious figures bothering campers, and abandoned belongings found along trails with no clear explanation as to how they got there.
Camping inside of my van, inside of one of the world's most haunted forests. People have reported hearing footsteps circling around their campsites late at night. Familiar voices, like loved ones, coming from deep within the trees. They would go and check it out, but there's no one there. That also ties into some of the disappearances that happen inside of this forest. And all that's left behind is some of their personal belongings. And I want to say something. Tonight, I went down some trails, some hot spots, if you will, and I've come across some personal belongings myself. I found some identification. You guys are about to see them.
Earlier that evening, while exploring a trail by himself, Jasko discovered a hollow tree containing several personal items. Among them was a passport that appeared to have been left there without any obvious explanation. After finding it, he reported the discovery to the authorities.
Whoever was here wasn't here too long ago. I mean, the snow's like frozen over pretty much. Okay, so that's a jacket. That's a shoe. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, let me see if there's any sort of like identification or whatever. Sorry, I just gotta see. Falling.
Transition.
Oh, there's something in there. I do not want to be stuck in here. Oh, what is that?
Prostitute.
Prostitute? Where? I mean, first and foremost, I hear a voice. Hello? Oh my god. Bro, this is a real passport. Like an actual real passport. What the do I have to report this. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the van and I'm gonna call this. Obviously, this is like federal, right? This isn't like a driver's license. Like you could do a lot with someone's passport.
Later that night, while sitting in his van, Jasko performed a countdown ritual that involved flashing the headlights into the darkness 10 times. During the session, a device he was using began generating words and phrases. One message stood out in particular, displaying a phrase that referenced a murder occurring in front of them.
There's one last one, spirits, demons, ghouls, goblins. If you want to show yourself in 1 minute, please come forward, show yourself in front of my vehicle. What the hell is that? Hold on. But it sounded like something was like hitting above the damn van. This even fell down. What the hell? Okay, is it not weird that this hasn't said a word? Is there anybody here? Use your energy at 10:20 and show yourself in front of the van.
Site of a murder.
Site of a murder?
Shortly after the message appeared, a scream echoed from somewhere deep within the forest below. The sound immediately caught Jasko's attention, and he remained completely still inside the van. After hearing it, he chose not to flash the headlights again and stayed focused on the darkness outside.
Oh, what the hell was that? Bro, that was a scream from down there. It just said site of a murder. What?
Eventually, Jasko left the van and began walking along the road by himself. As he moved through the snow, he suddenly heard footsteps crunching nearby.
If there's anyone in this forest right now, show yourself when I turn my flashlight on. 3, 2, 1. Oh, what the f was that? Oh my god! Alright, I'm just gonna back up slowly. That didn't sound friendly at all. What the f? Alright. Guys, I'm heading back. Cause like, shut the f. Oh, I need my light on. No. On my life, I just heard like behind me, like in the snow. Man, okay, so. I just heard it again. Like, it was like a few footsteps, but I heard it, like crunching in the snow.
He quickly turned around and shone his flashlight into the darkness, searching for the source of the sound. Despite checking the area, he couldn't see anyone there. Jasko then continued back toward the van, but the footsteps seemed to continue behind him, matching his movement until he reached the vehicle.
Weird. So when you hear crunching footsteps behind you, you start second guessing. And you're okay. I know you guys hear that. There's no way the mic's not picking this up. Is there anything behind me? I can't see. I don't want to turn around. I'm not. All right, we're just gonna head back to the van now. I don't know if I summoned some. I don't know if I played a part in this whole thing with the ritual stuff. No.
Around 3 a.m., Jasko stepped outside and noticed that one of his tires had been slashed. Footprints in the snow led from a nearby trail to the tire and then back into the woods. Realizing someone had been near the van, he called for help. No one arrived until the morning, leaving him alone in the forest for several more hours.
So I went outside, and at the same time, I was like, while I'm out here, before I officially go to bed and hopefully just wake up for the last time, right? I want to make sure this place is safe. Do a little perimeter check. And there were footprints everywhere. Are all of these mine? But then I was thinking to myself, earlier in the night, there was footprints leading in a million different directions. While I was doing my business, I heard a very weird noise. It was very distant at first from where I was standing, but I heard, and I was like, what is that? To my van's driving side tire, and there was a gash in my tire. There was footprints leading up to the tire from a trail. I tried to think logically about things. Is it possible that I ran over a very pointy rock? I went back into the van immediately and I made an emergency call. The other company with the wreck was able to come out.
Was it just a random person passing through the area, or had someone been watching him throughout the night? Griffith is usually known for exploring abandoned locations, but one trip took a more unsettling turn than expected. After a day of heavy rain and strong winds, the weather finally cleared enough for the team to head out that evening. They set out to investigate rumors of abandoned aircraft hidden within an old industrial training area. As they crossed the wet field, they passed rusted machinery, broken tracks, and other remnants of the site's past. Before long, they noticed a small abandoned structure near several deep pits in the ground, adding an uneasy feeling to the already deserted location.
Труба. Глубоко, ребята, очень глубоко. Не, тут метров, наверное, такие 5 как минимум. Это, видимо, какие-то либо отстойники. Хрен его знает. Ну, явно не бункер, это, короче, что-то с водой связано. Хотя, может быть, кто его знает, может какой-то... Бутылок. Видишь, бутылок. Ну, это, наверное, вход оттуда сюда. Грязи, фу, капец. Угу. Вот, ребята, смотрите, сколько бутылок. Здесь есть кто-нибудь?
The area turned out to be more dangerous than it first appeared. Deep holes were scattered across the field, many hidden by grass or filled with water. Despite the risk, they continued exploring. Near the abandoned building, they found a narrow entrance leading underground. The area around it was covered with trash and old bottles, showing that others had been there before. As they looked inside, something caught their attention.
Какие-то наушники. О, тут есть кто-нибудь? Отзовитесь. Потому что мы будем сейчас спускаться. Слышите? О! Там что-то лежит. Как шнурок, видишь вот это? Ну это наушники. Да. Не, вот, а вон дальше, видишь?
At first, the object looked like a dark pile on the ground, possibly a bag or some discarded clothing, but something about its shape seemed unusual. They called out to see if anyone was there, but received no response. To get a better look, they lowered a camera with a flashlight into the chamber. As the light revealed more details, they could make out clothing and a shape that appeared human. Unsure of what they were seeing, they chose not to go down themselves and contacted the police. Officers arrived shortly afterward, followed by rescue workers who safely entered the chamber to investigate. It wasn't long before the situation was confirmed.
Да, мы нагнулись, посмотрели, там видно ноги. Ну, сейчас спуститесь, посмотрим.
Что там?
Что у вас тут носило, пацаны?
А мы любители острых ощущений.
Так надо было за ним спуститься.
Да.
Да, мы хотели. Есть. А? Есть. Есть?
Ну,
не-не-не.
It wasn't a mannequin or a prank. It was a body. Afterward, the explorers couldn't stop thinking about how different the situation could have been. If they had climbed down into the chamber before checking, they would have been the ones to make the discovery alone in the darkness. A woman named Jenna Snow posted a series of unsettling TikTok videos from the hotel where she works. In the clips, she recorded footage from the hotel's security cameras that appeared to show a shadowy, semi-transparent figure moving through different parts of the building late at night.
Oh. So this service road here where Danny and I used to park, that's the old Stony Plain Road? Do you really think they, when they dug up all the bodies here, that was a good one, moved them over to the graveyard?
They dug up the bodies and what?
At first, the figure could easily be mistaken for a reflection or a lighting issue, but it appeared multiple times in different areas of the hotel. The story became even stranger when Jenna's boss suggested that the land around the property might have a history of its own. According to him, the hotel was built near an old road connected to a graveyard, and there were rumors that bodies had been relocated during construction. In the footage, the figure seems to move calmly through the hallways and occasionally stops in certain spots. Some people believe it's connected to the area's past, while others think it's just a camera malfunction. Either way, the videos leave the mystery unresolved. On March 11, 2026, Jasko and his friend Ben returned to Freetown Fall River State Forest, a location known for stories involving disappearances, crimes, and alleged cult activity. They were not visiting for the first time. Their goal was to revisit the exact area where they had previously been forced to leave in a hurry. As they made their way through the thick brush and wooded terrain, they headed deeper into the forest toward that familiar spot.
What? Ben, that's a tent. What? That's a tent, right there. Someone else is here. Hello?
I see a reflector.
We're just passing through.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, that's a tent. Maybe we should walk away.
Yeah, but we just heard that noise.
That's true too. Let's check. Hey, is anyone in there? You good?
You okay? Is he starting to stroke you? What'd you say?
Strobia.
Strobia, sorry.
We're not stroking anyone now. I don't have that power.
There's footsteps everywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a lantern. Is that a jacket on top? Ben? Is that a rope?
That's right. I thought it was a stick at first. No, it's a rope.
While exploring the area, they came across an abandoned campsite. The tent had been left there for so long that it was falling apart. Inside, they found personal belongings and incense holders scattered around, suggesting that someone had once spent time there before leaving everything behind.
Who's over there?
Wait, you hearing that? Wait.
What is that?
God. The first sound wasn't what I'm hearing now. Are you hearing like barking and chirping and shit?
I'm hearing several animal noises. Now, I want to reiterate, guys, that's a common thing that people experience out here. Hearing animal noises that are not, I'm hearing whistling right now. Bro, this is really bad omen.
I'm trying to do like a copyright safe version of it.
But bro, I wish this flashlight was brighter, because what the hell was that I just seen over there? I have an idea. Can I see the camera for a sec?
Yeah.
Put it down. Okay, how about this? How about no light at all? No light at all. It's just Ben and I. I hate this. All right, we put it down. We put the lights down. It's just Ben and I. Prove to us that you are here. See? You're fine. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Is that all you got? Oh, I see a light over there. Wait, what is going on? Okay, I see you.
Okay.
I see your green light.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn the ISOs up.
Demonic.
Demonic? Is that what we're hearing? Like the whoa! Okay, light. Demonic. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out right now.
Okay, maybe.
As night fell, Jasko pointed his camera toward the trees and took a photo of the area. When he looked at the image afterward, he noticed what appeared to be a tall, dark figure standing among the trees, not far from where they were exploring.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay, some examples of what people have experienced in this forest. So let me just get straight into it. All right, 3 Knocks Road ritual. This is something locals supposedly warn people never to try alone in the woods at night. Technically, we're not alone. We have you, me, and the Toadmeister. So here we go. So the setup. Park your car on a deserted forest road where there are no lights. Check. Turn the engine completely off. Check. Turn off all lights in the car, including interior lights. Well, we're not doing it yet. How about this? We'll turn off that one.
Okay.
Check. Okay. And roll your driver window down halfway. Oh, God. Front lights turned off? That scared me. Okay, so halfway. Okay, cool. This forest is quiet for a reason, because something listens when the woods go silent. The ritual. Sit in silence for exactly 1 minute. Don't talk, don't move, just let the forest ambiance build. After 1 minute, knock 3 times on the roof of your car. Wait another minute without speaking. Then oh, no, don't open it. It's cold as shit. Close. Okay. Wait another minute without speaking. Then slowly whisper, if something is out there, make yourself known. Sit silently for 5 full minutes. You must not respond. And you must not leave the car immediately. Because supposedly whatever knocks back isn't outside the car anymore. What? In here then? There's no space.
Almost immediately, they heard footsteps moving through the snow around the truck. Soon after, a muddy handprint appeared on one of the windows. Then a steady tapping sound began striking the glass from somewhere outside. Sitting in complete darkness, they could hear it clearly, but couldn't see what was causing it.
I'm over here. Oh, where are you? Jazz? I heard you call from that way at first, and then you called from this way.
I went to go take a poop. What did you say you heard?
I think we should get out of here or something. I don't know.
What's wrong? What happened?
I heard your voice over there. You called from over there.
No, I was right. It was coming from.
No, you called from over here.
There's no way. I'm literally right here. So yeah, that's the terrifying that we experienced last time, and here we are now. Bro, okay, so...
You're in the humming again?
I think we should get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't feel... Dude, I was hearing some crazy down there. Crazy stuff. At one point, I thought I heard someone, like, clear their throat. It sounded like a... It would just sound like someone, like, cleared their throat at one point. So I was like, okay. And then, you know... Oh!
Okay.
No. What? There's nothing back there. Bro, I'm sick of this. Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
The activity continued after Jasko briefly stepped away from the truck. When he got back, he claimed he could hear a woman humming from the back seat, even though nobody was there. Moments later, something struck the side of the vehicle with enough force to shake it. Looking back at everything that happened that night, the figure in the photo, the footsteps in the snow, the handprint on the window, and the sounds around the truck, the experience became harder to explain. Whether there was a normal explanation or not, the events left Jasko and Ben with more questions than answers. Urbex Hill, run by Chris, is a UK urban exploration channel that focuses on exploring abandoned places with minimal narration. On October 25th, 2025, he entered what was believed to be a long-abandoned prison complex, expecting to find nothing more than empty hallways and decaying rooms. At first, the site seemed exactly as expected, showing dark corridors, stripped interiors, and signs of years of neglect. But the deeper he went, the more it felt like the place had only recently been abandoned. The atmosphere changed when faint mechanical noises began echoing through the building. Soon after, he heard something even stranger. Multiple distant voices calmly talking and moving around, as if people were still working inside the supposedly empty prison.
I think they left. I don't hear any noise. They must have been like contractors or something. It sounded like they were using power tools.
He backs away instead of going forward and hides in an empty cell, staying still to listen and figure out what's going on. The sounds get clearer for a bit, with footsteps in nearby corridors and metal clinks echoing around. He waits for a while, but everything slowly goes quiet again. After about an hour, he leaves the cell block and keeps exploring deeper into the prison. The deeper areas look messier than before, with papers on the floor, open boxes, and rooms that seem more recently used than abandoned. Some areas, like locker rooms and wash spaces, even have dirt on the floors and doors left open. The whole place feels uneven, like different parts were used at different times. When he reaches a machinery section, the sounds start up again, but this time much closer. The rooms here are darker, with some walls blackened and damaged, and several cells have holes cut through them, making it hard to move around and easy to get lost. It even looks like there was a fire in the area, and like inmates may have tried to break out. The layout starts feeling confusing, with repeated turns leading back into similar-looking corridors. Then suddenly, he hears movement outside, and it turns out police and K9 units have arrived and are moving through the building. Everything changes instantly, and careful exploration turns into a rush to get out. He tries to find an exit quickly, but the layout makes it difficult with locked doors, branching hallways, and repeating corridors that force him to backtrack while avoiding being seen. After pushing through the last parts of the building, police are still close and briefly pick up movement while trying to track him, but within a few minutes, he manages to create enough distance to avoid any contact. He keeps moving until he's completely clear of the prison and out of sight, ending up out of breath, but safely away. Exploring with Brad is a Canadian channel known for first-person exploration videos, paranormal investigations, and solo camping trips in remote locations. On November 14th, 2025, Brad documented another overnight adventure in an isolated area. These are the kinds of places where unexpected sounds and unusual discoveries can appear without warning. Fortunately, he made it through the trip and returned with footage of the experience.
Welcome back, guys, to this next adventure. We'll be doing some Bigfoot hunting and camping in the Bigfoot Sasquatch area. Sorry, blah, 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 blah. Just one of those days, eh? Okay, so I'm out here today. I'm first gonna do a little hike in what I believe is kind of dangerous territory. Let's just fix that f-stop, shall we? Yes, we're gonna put it as bright as we can because it's nighttime. But yes, we're going to check out the Sasquatch layout.
Brad headed into the forest alone, following a snow-covered trail with only his camera and headlamp lighting the way. He was exploring an area rumored to be connected to Sasquatch sightings and wanted to see it for himself. As he moved deeper into the remote woods, the snow absorbed most of the surrounding sounds, leaving the trail unusually quiet. At that point, the trip seemed straightforward, and there was no sign of what might be waiting ahead.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, freak, what was that? Oh no, oh no, oh no, what was that? Oh no. Something up there. There's something up there.
The quiet was suddenly broken by a loud, unexplained noise from somewhere in the forest. Brad immediately stopped and began scanning the surrounding trees with his light. The sound had clearly caught him off guard, and he spoke quietly into the camera while trying to figure out where it had come from. Moments earlier, the trail had seemed empty, but now he had the feeling that something else was nearby.
Alright, we've got weapon activity. Somebody had an axe. And they were really hacking at that tree. I gotta be careful. It could be next. Okay, that is fresh. Like, this guy is out here. I just heard how.
Brad found fresh axe marks cut deep into a tree trunk. The marks looked recent, and he believed the chopping sounds he had heard moments earlier came from there. Whoever made them was likely still somewhere nearby.
Rusted fence. This is a trap. This is a setup. This is a setup. Look at the ball of barbed wire. Hello? I just heard I'm here. This is dangerous, Brad. Like, what are you doing here, dude? I just heard I'm here. What's up here? There's the barbed wire. Okay, it breaks off there. I'm not in a trap right now. There's nothing back there. Okay.
Suddenly, Brad heard something large moving quickly through the brush near him. With his headlamp battery fading, he immediately ran from the area and left the trail. He hid in the nearby vegetation, trying to stay quiet while catching his breath in the cold darkness.
That was running. That was running. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, fix the lamp. Fix the lamp. Okay, I'm gonna dip off trail. Dip off trail. I don't see anybody. Okay, let's just hang out down here for a bit.
While trying to get back to his vehicle, Brad suddenly heard a loud growl coming from somewhere behind him. The sound forced him to stop, even as he struggled to tie a loose shoe in the dark. Eventually, he made it back to his vehicle, safe but badly shaken by the experience. After everything that happened that night, the strange sounds and encounters left him convinced that something in the area did not want him there. The Sanborn Construction Group usually documents property inspections and renovation estimates, but one visit turned into something far more unexpected. On September 13th, 2025, the crew was sent to inspect an abandoned house in Detroit for an out-of-state investor considering a purchase. The property was already in poor condition from the outside, with missing windows and damaged siding, making it clear that it had been vacant for a long time. However, once the crew stepped inside, they realized the inspection was about to become much more unusual.
Everybody removing load-bearing walls. Nobody knows what's load-bearing, so they just take everything out. It's a usually dangerous building. Will eventually hit the demo list. They'll just knock it over because kids or whoever could come in here and get themselves hurt.
This is some of that fire from upstairs.
Oh yeah, so there's a fire upstairs, or there was a fire upstairs, and we'll show you guys.
Inside the house, much of the interior had been heavily damaged. Parts of the structure were deteriorating, and sections of the floor had started to sink. While looking through a pile of clothes and debris, one of the crew members suddenly noticed something unusual. Buried beneath the pile was a heavy object.
What? It's a real.
Is that really? It's not a cap gun or anything?
Well, you feel it.
Oh yeah, that's real.
Just be careful. Don't shoot yourself.
There's got to be a way to open it, but I don't see like any form of a release. My is way newer than this.
There's another one over here. There's another one. Probably just.
At first, the object looked like it might be a toy gun. However, once they picked it up, its weight made it clear that it was something else. A short time later, they found a second one nearby. The discovery quickly changed the atmosphere of the inspection.
Someone call the cops.
What is the actual emergency?
We're a contractor working in an area. We just entered a dwelling for the first time. We found 2 handguns in the house.
The guns were not the only unusual items they found. As the inspection continued, the crew started noticing several other strange objects scattered throughout the house, making the situation seem even more unusual.
You never know. They could be part of a previous crime. They could be just somebody stashing them to come back later and get them, because when you look through here, there's burner phones that Frank's found.
It's the third one.
There are stolen tools and stuff like that you can tell they've cracked open to sell them. Any contractor stuff that you can find, brand new out of the box, ripped open, is usually a sign of theft. You got car parts or something there too, which could indicate that at one point this was a chop shop.
Where's the basement?
Right here.
So be curious to see what the heck this story holds.
Among the debris, the crew found several burner phones scattered around the house. Some were missing batteries, while others appeared to be in good condition. The more they searched, the more unusual the situation seemed.
So this is all hollow.
Yeah, the way it's cracking up.
That's hollow.
You can see right through here.
So it's obviously it was
pitted,
dumping into the ground.
Yeah. New electrical.
But a new panel. Somebody was trying to do something with it.
This is a window brand, and this is a foam sealer. You can see here, it's for window and door. But if you look behind you, there's no doors in this whole place. So it wasn't for doors. I'm guessing it was for windows, and maybe the windows got stolen or something. I don't know, it's hard to say.
Although the house appeared abandoned, there were clear signs that it had been used recently. In the basement, Connor pointed out electrical wiring that had been illegally connected to nearby power lines. They also found internet equipment that appeared to be functioning, making the discovery even more unusual.
So there must be an alarm or something.
I see the camera out there.
I would think it works then. I mean, it's... Look at that.
That's amazing. I gotta get a picture of this.
So this is how you hook up to power with no power outlet. You just wire straight to the, whatever that thing's called, plug.
Yeah. Edit out whatever.
The house had working electricity and internet despite being abandoned. After finding the suspicious items, the crew ended the inspection and waited for the police to arrive. Officers collected the firearms and said they would be examined and checked against police records. Looking back on the situation, the crew realized how unusual the visit had been. What started as a routine property inspection had unexpectedly turned into a police investigation. Big Guy Camping is an outdoor vlogging channel focused on solo and group camping adventures. The content includes everything from hot tent winter camps to high-risk stealth camping trips, all guided by a strict leave-no-trace philosophy. In one video, he was dropped off by his son at a cemetery around dusk and decided to spend the night there. Despite the unusual location, he made it through the trip and left with the footage.
Here in a few minutes, we're going to find a spot so we can hunker down. So this forest isn't quite full yet, so we've pretty much got openings all the way around. I did bring some camo netting, but you can see how easy it is to see in here. And you can't go much farther back, because on the other side of this woodland, just over there, is actually another part of this cemetery. So I'm going to see if I can find a good spot. I bought a little green tent. Hopefully it camouflages a little bit, keeps us out of the weather. It's supposed to drop down to about 40 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. See if we can find something that's got a little more cover to it. So this cemetery is broken up into 3 different sections. There's a section all the way on the farther side going towards the east. There's a big section in the middle, which you'll see most of that in my aerial footage when I do my drone flyover. There's this patch of woods here, and on the other side is a smaller bit of cemetery. So there's 3 sections to it. So I'm trying to find a spot in here that's got a little bit more cover than just right here in front. I want to be able to see out there, but I also want to be able to be far enough back that if anybody rides through here, they won't see my light later on. So I'm going to do a little bit of searching. Yeah, there's people coming through the cemetery now. This is quite busy. This is a quite busy cemetery, actually. So I'm going to just chill for a little bit, be as quiet as I can. And then once these people get out of here, I'm going to find a spot.
After being dropped off at dusk, he noticed police already patrolling the area while visitors were still moving through the cemetery. After surveying the grounds, he chose a dense patch of wood separating different sections of the cemetery as his campsite. Instead of pitching his tent, he laid it flat on the ground and used it as a ground sheet, deciding to spend the night completely exposed. With no shelter set up, he settled in among the trees as darkness fell over the cemetery.
Going around back there. Holy smokes. Ooh. 5 rifle shots just went off right back there. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna walk out there right now because it's still too light. Smooth like a fat ninja, baby. We'll do another little stealth check later whenever I have my light on and it's dark out. But right now, we're good. Starting to chill down a lot. The sun's finally starting to go down.
traffic has finally slowed a bit as well. Haven't had anybody come through here in about probably 20 or 30 minutes. So I think that we're going to be safe. I'm not going to...
At one point during the night, 5 rapid shots rang out from the woods behind him. There was no warning and no indication of what had happened, only the sudden sound of fire breaking the silence. With the shots coming from nearby, he immediately retreated deeper into the shadows and remained out of sight.
That is... Let me know what that thing is. Of course, as soon as I ask you guys that, it's gonna stop. Thanks for cooperating, jerk. Cool. I keep hearing sounds coming from over there. And it keeps sounding like it's really close. I mean, I gotta stop psyching myself out. Yeah.
Throughout the night, nearby noises repeatedly broke the silence, making it difficult for him to settle down. He admitted that the sounds kept putting him on edge and made the experience increasingly unsettling. Despite the constant disturbances, he remained undetected and stayed until first light. When maintenance crews began arriving, he packed up his gear and left before anyone noticed him. After a night of police patrols, shots in the distance, and unexplained noises, he still saw the challenge through to the end. A man who lived alone had been dealing with strange noises in his house for a long time. Some nights he heard laughter, while other times it sounded like someone was knocking on doors inside the home. After repeatedly experiencing the sounds, he decided to record what was happening. While filming, he carefully moved through the house and eventually reached a hallway where loud knocking suddenly started at a nearby door. The noise clearly frightened him, but while focusing on the door, he failed to notice something else happening nearby.
Quieren prender la luz, raza. Esto está saliendo de control, raza. No se escucha que le pegan al tanque allá afuera. Eso se está saliendo mucho de control, raza. No sé qué está pasando, la verdad, raza. Pero a ese tanque le pegan. Ya es el segundo día desde que están pasando estas cosas y alguien que me pueda ayudar, déjenme en los comentarios, por favor. Gente, esto ya se salió de control, gente. Ya no puedo más aquí, gente. Ayuda. ¿Qué quieres? Déjenme en paz. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Quién eres? ¿Quién eres? ¿Qué quieres?
Later, viewers noticed something unusual in the footage. Near a dark curtain, what appeared to be a pair of small legs could briefly be seen, almost as if someone was standing behind it. A few moments later, the man pulled the curtain aside, but there was nothing there. According to him, he lived alone and had no experience editing videos. The clip left viewers debating what had actually appeared in the recording. Grizzly Gaz is a UK-based solo wild camper who explores remote woodlands and historic ruins with his dog, Fendi. His videos document the challenges and experiences that come with spending nights in isolated locations. On March 7th, 2024, he headed into the remote woodlands of Wales for another overnight adventure, turning the trip into a test of both endurance and mindset.
You'd think we're in New Zealand, but we're not. We're in Wales, man. We're in Wales. Right, I best get back down to my tent, because there were 3 dodgy looking mother cluckers down there. So here go, make sure the tent's alright, make sure they haven't stole out.
What the hell's that noise? Can you guys hear that? Sorry, I'd be blinding you, what? Can you hear that? I don't know what to do now.
After spending some time by the water, Gaz decided to take a swim in the freezing lake. Once back on shore, he commented that the scenery looked more like New Zealand than Wales and started heading back toward camp. The good mood didn't last long though, as he remembered the 3 suspicious figures he had spotted near his tent earlier in the day, bringing the focus back to the uneasy situation waiting at camp.
What was that noise? Can you guys hear that? Sorry, I'd be blind in your water. Can you hear that? I don't know what to do now. I'm that wound up from it as well. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Come here.
Hey, Frenzel! He'd stolen that much food that he'd eaten himself to death. He was walking backwards, so that's how he got away with it for a long time. Absolutely stunning. Come on, mate, we need to get back across over there. We need to go back across stepping stones. She's going to hate me, isn't she?
As night fell, Gaz was alone inside his tent when a sudden noise broke the silence just outside. He immediately stopped and listened, trying to figure out where it had come from. Shining a flashlight into the darkness revealed nothing, and the surrounding woods remained completely quiet. Despite searching the area with the light, no clear source for the sound could be found.
Hi. I can hear you. I've always been fascinated with Robin Hood, the legendary outlaw that used to steal from the rich and give to the poor.
He called out into the darkness, but no response came back. The forest remained quiet, making the situation feel even more unsettling. Shadows seemed to shift at the edge of visibility, while the 3 figures seen earlier were nowhere to be found. As the night continued, unexplained noises echoed through the woods, adding to the tension around the campsite. Life of DG is a Canadian urban exploration creator who documents abandoned and restricted access locations across Ontario. On February 27, 2021, he and his team entered a decommissioned correctional facility that appeared far more intact than most abandoned sites. Parts of the property still had power, running water, and active security cameras, while many entrances remained secured. After gaining access, they moved through long corridors, cell blocks, and other correctional areas that still reflected the facility's original design. As the exploration continued, they realized the site's monitoring system was still connected to active security, meaning their presence could potentially be detected. Despite this, they chose to remain inside overnight. As darkness settled in, the atmosphere became increasingly tense, with the empty hallways and distant sounds making the facility feel even more unsettling.
The big shower area, which Lewis is looking at. Shower area, pipe J's, shower area. You got the big boy right here, no?
Yeah. Oh, buddy.
Holy, okay, this is where it went down in the showers. You do not drop the soap in this room. That's for sure. Look at that, guys.
The night passed without anyone confronting or discovering them, but the atmosphere inside the facility never seemed to change. By morning, they had made it through the stay and began making their way out, leaving parts of the prison unexplored. After exiting the property, they took one final look back at the building. Even though nothing had happened during the night, one question remained. Were they really alone inside the entire time? A woman living alone began hearing unusual noises coming from another room in her house. At first, she wasn't sure what was causing them, but as the sounds continued, the situation became increasingly unsettling. While she was in the house, a towel hanging above a doorway suddenly fell to the floor. A short time later, the door slowly closed on its own. The events left her frightened and unsure of what was happening. Later that night, her camera captured something else that made the situation even more unsettling. Later, a scooter inside the house appeared to move toward the woman on its own. After witnessing several strange incidents, she decided to leave the house the following day. Just as she was getting ready to go, another unexpected event occurred, giving her one more reason to get out as quickly as possible. After everything she experienced, the woman was left questioning what had been happening inside the house. Whether there was a simple explanation or not, the incidents were enough to make her want to leave and stay somewhere else. Leon and Ant are two UK-based creators known for combining wild camping with campfire cooking and occasional late-night explorations of eerie locations. Leon usually takes charge of the cooking, while Ant focuses on setting up and handling the practical side of camp. For one adventure, they chose to spend the night beside an unlocked ritual chamber, a location that immediately added an uneasy atmosphere to the trip.
He thinks there's something about it. It's just this area. Yeah, this area is. It's a bit freakish. Well, there is a lot of history in these woods. Yeah. A lot of Civil War battles. And
Leon and Ant arrived at the location straight after work on a cold, wet Friday evening. As they made their way along the dark paths, the atmosphere of the area quickly began to affect them. Ant commented on how unsettling the place felt, while Leon noted that the hairs on the back of his neck were standing up. Despite their experience with camping and outdoor adventures, both were feeling uneasy before they had even set up camp.
oh, it's open. That's what I just said, it's open.
Oh my gosh. It's open.
We'll have some, we'll come back with this after.
Oh my gosh. It's literally open. Last time we come up here and did the vigil in October, a couple of Octobers back, this was locked. Whatever was in there is now out.
There they are. Oh, there she is. The MSR Alexa 2. So I'm going to put the tarp up next, just so we can just sit out, just while it's raining. And Ant has brought, let's see if you can see it on here, let's put the lights on. You brought the Wild Helm, no, not Wild Helm, Wild Country Helm 2, isn't it?
Yeah, Helm Elite.
After reaching the clearing, they set up their tents and began settling in for the night. It was then that they noticed something unusual. The heavy stone well house door, which had been padlocked shut during every previous visit, was now completely unbolted and standing wide open. The change immediately caught their attention, especially because it was so different from what they had seen before.
Which were a bit of a spooky experience, because we did hear noises.
The basement.
Yeah, we went to the basement. Oh, do you know what? I might put that on. Got a bit of ghost tube. I think I've still got it on my phone, so we might just play on the door because we don't know if anybody's inside.
Hello.
Oh my god!
Hello.
Is that Toinette?
I mean, what's that? What is that?
I'm coming in. They've not obviously not flashed.
What is that? Why? Why?
They approached the entrance and knocked loudly on the heavy door to check whether anyone was inside. No response came back, and the area remained completely silent. Despite finding no sign of anyone there, they decided to step inside and explore the dark stone interior for themselves.
You never know.
You could.
It's definitely got a face on that. If you look at that.
Oh yeah.
But you could literally cut somebody up there, and the could run into here and then straight out.
A bit like Blade. Do you remember Blade?
Yeah, pretty much like Blade.
If you've just seen Blade, you'll understand what I mean.
If you are there, you know.
That made me laugh. Me up.
Oh, do I have to get up?
We're done. We're packed up. Finally.
Well, it's still only early. It's only about 10 o'clock.
I know. I've already done this once, but my batteries kept going.
Their torchlight exposed cold stone surfaces and a network of deep grooves cut into the ground. The layout seemed unusual and immediately caught their attention. As they looked closer, they spotted face-like shapes etched into parts of the structure, making the place feel even more eerie. Not wanting to stay any longer, they headed back to camp after a brief look around. Nothing else happened during the night, and they packed up the next morning before leaving the site. Even after the trip was over, the purpose behind those carefully shaped channels remained a lingering mystery. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.